Hello and welcome to the Football Manager Society in episode 6 of my Manchester City series. Today I'm going to bring you a home game against Sunderland, a real update of how all the competition have been going recently. As you can see, following that victory over Barcelona in the Champions League, a great victory, form has been rather indifferent. A couple of losses in there which you never like to see, and we're currently languishing about 5th in the Premier League, but as you can see, very tight, only 3 points separating 2nd to 5th. Manchester United, real danger of them running away with it, so we've got to try and keep winning to get the points on them and keep gaining on them. And I want to bring you this match just because it's been about 10 games since the Champions League game against Barcelona. It's my last video, and also there's going to be a few videos coming out that are close together. Some really important matches coming up. Barcelona, unbelievably important. Barcelona away. As you can see, Lille, there's absolutely the surprise package of the Champions League group. They've been absolutely brilliant, and they beat me 2-0 at Lille, and they've done the double over Barcelona as well. Actually, I didn't do the double over, but Barcelona drew with them at home. Yeah, they did. They drew with them at home the first game, and then they lost. I think it was like 4-1 in the. As you can see, there's the draw. And yeah, so we're playing Barcelona in the final Champions League game, and it's winner takes all, really. We only need a point. But if we lose, we'd be consigned to the Europa League, and for me that would be a complete failure for the season. And we've got a really tough run of fixtures coming up in the Premier League as well. See Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, and then Liverpool. That is a horrible run of fixtures. Which puts the pressure on this rather indifferent form here. You see that really poor run of games with no winning 5 in all competitions. Because we've had the so-called, there's no easy games at this level, but the so-called easy games, and now we've got these really competitive fixtures coming up, and it's all about staying in touch with the teams at the top. I think I'll bring you the episode against Barcelona, and I'll bring you the Manchester derby as well. An important game, competitively and obviously because of the local rivalry. But there has been a major reason why form has been rather indifferent recently. If we just scroll down, and if you see Sergio Aguero out injured, Yaya Toure out injured, Vincent Kompany out injured, and until the last game, that's why he's on the bench. David Silva out injured. Real blows. You'd say the 4 best players for Manchester City: Toure, Kompany, Aguero, and Silva. Really influential players, and we have missed them. And Yaya Toure in particular, out for another 3 months with a broken foot, which is an absolute body blow to my ambitions. But we picked it up in the last 4 games. 4 games played, 4 games won. Edin Dzeko is crept into goal-scoring form. Jesus Navas has played quite well on the wing actually as well. But a real problem with the team so far has been goals. We haven't scored enough goals. You can see top goal scorer, 3 players on 3 goals. David Silva, Sami Nasri and Xherdan Shaqiri. And that's just not enough, especially coming into December. Played a lot of games, must have been about 15 to 16 games altogether in all competitions. And for the top scorer to have 3 goals is really not enough. And I didn't really think that we'd struggle for goals at the beginning of the season. Maybe it's something to do with the tactic. I'm not sure. I'll have to look further into it. But as I say, we're on a good run of form here. A chance to win a 5th game out of 5 against a struggling Sunderland side. They're at the bottom of the league. So yeah, let's jump straight into the game. This is how I'm going to line up. Shaqiri and Silva just coming back from injury, so I might bring them on for a cameo appearance later on, and then maybe look to play them against West Brom on Saturday. I was resting a few players, so obviously got that Barcelona game a week today. Let's just have a look at the Sunderland side. Yeah, really performing poorly in the league. There we go. If you play Billy Jones, good signing from them from West Brom. There's a steady right back. But apart from that, no real standout names. The real danger really is going to come from Barini, possibly Jacquerini. Had a poor season from the last season after so much hype when he arrived. Ignacio Scocco is always a handful on Football Manager, and so is Fletcher. But hopefully, if we can get that early goal, get that confidence going, and keep the ball, I don't see any problems for us in this match. I'm going to be calm, but I'm going to say I might expect them to win to keep our good run going. You see a couple of people listening keenly, and let's get going. A quick one in this 2D format. I'm actually starting to prefer this 2D format to the 3D format, and for me it's going back to those classic Football Manager roots, because Football Manager, it's not about the 3D gameplay. Really, it's just a gimmick, a nice gimmick can be said sometimes, but you can't beat the good old fashioned 2D gameplay. And as you see, Navas having an early shot. This is a bit of danger. Here's John O'Shea of all people, pushing forward. John O'Shea hits the bar. Fletcher hits the post, and he is offside. Living dangerously there inside the opening 6 minutes. We haven't really established himself on the game so far. But here's Fernandinho, Verratti, into Dzeko. Back to Fernandinho, he's given it away. It's poor. Oh, and Nastasic just let it drop over his head. And it's a good save by Joe Hart. And Nastasic has done okay since he's come in for Company, but obviously he's no Vincent Company. Any team's going to miss a player of that calibre for any length of time when they're out injured. Opening 17 minutes here. It's not been a great showing so far for Manchester City. We haven't really asserted ourselves in the game, but here's a chance now. It's Verratti. Fernandinho to Navas. Blocked. Towards Nasri! 1-0 Manchester City. And Nasri becomes our outright top scorer of the 4th goal of the season. Not impressive statistics, but he has scored goals when they count. I don't know if you recall in the previous episode, he scored the winner and the decisive goal against Barcelona. So he can pop up with these important goals. And as you saw there, we've stood in fifth position even with these 3 points being added on, and it's a real feature of the season so far that the big teams aren't really dropping any points. So it might be close at the top. Only 3 points separating me in 5th and Chelsea in 2nd. But it's difficult to close that gap because the top teams have been really consistent. And here's Navas. Oh, it's a poor miss. Good chance for Jesus Navas. And as you see again, finishing and goals are the problem at the minute. We've only 1-0 at half time. We've had 2 or 3 decent chances. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of even better. As you can see, it's not a vintage performance so far. Hopefully it can grow in confidence in the second half and start to dictate play and create a bit more in the final third as well. But obviously a 1-goal lead is always dangerous. Against any team it's never quite enough. Defensively we've been good though this season, despite the injuries. And talking of injuries, Pablo Zabaleta injured. Who have I got on the bench that wants to play right back? It's going to have to be Demichelis. It's going to have to be Demichelis with Richards not being on the bench. Oh. And here's a chance. This is Samir Nasri. He's going to go for goal. It's saved well by Manone. And a set piece. We've been good from set pieces, but not that one. It's a poor delivery from Samir Nasri. Surprise omission from the French squad for the World Cup this year. Sammy and Nasri had a good season for Man City last season. Let's look to make some substitutions. Dzeko having a poor game. Bring on the Grado. And that's all for now. We'll leave one substitution just in case it all goes pear-shaped. Navas, poor play. You need to just roll that into Dzeko there. It's a bit selfish from Jesus Navas. Not a renowned goal scorer by any means. minute 73. Looks to make another change. James Milner looks like he's not having the best of games. We'll bring on Frank Lampard with that experience. Just help us close out the game. Lampard's been a good player since we've signed him. And Nasri wraps up those 3 points. You can't really see Sunderland getting back now. And that's that Frenchman again, Sammy Nasri. His 5th goal of the season. It's a nicely worked goal as well. Good ball from James Milner. Just as he's about to come off. That happens a lot, I find, on Football Manager. Just as you're about to substitute a player, they'll either create a goal with an assist, or they'll score. Most likely they'll score. And you do feel a bit bad for taking them off. But if you haven't performed for the 74 of the 75 minutes of the match, then you deserve to be taken off regardless of what you do in that minute. And you can see a potential shock in the cards. Newcastle beating Manchester United, and that's really going to help the chasing teams close the gap. Everton been performing well this season, above all expectations. They're in the top 4. We should see the game out now, and we have 2-0, solid result. Performance could have been better, but for momentum's sake, I'm going to say very happy with the performance. And that's 5 wins from 5 now, and as you can see, it's really closed the gap on the teams above. A lot of teams dropping points. We're to 5 points behind the top of the table, Manchester United, and only 1 point behind the 3 teams in front of us. So that could be a really important victory against Sunderland there. We didn't dominate possession how I'd like to, but it's a good performance nonetheless. And okay, that's all from me today. The next episode will be that crucial game at Barcelona, and then the episode after that, the big Manchester derby. So thanks for watching. That's all from the Football Manager Society, and I'll see you later.